What's up, Coach Snacks? Today we're going to talk about the lunge. We're going to look at why you should lunge. We're going to look at some of the different variations, starting with the split squat or maybe a static lunge if you would, which is just going to be a still lunge up and down. We're going to talk about reverse lunges, so moving backwards. Look at walking lunge, so lunging out over a set distance. And finally get to the lateral lunge or just lunge to the side. So we're talking about why you should lunge. The lunge is going to be a great exercise for building strength, maybe size in the legs if that's what you want. It's also, given the stretch it puts on your legs, going to be great for opening up the hips, and it can be done in a wide variety of manners. So you're hitting all different directions, which is a really good thing. Some people are going to complain that the lunge kind of bothers their knees, in which they should probably work on some strength in the backside and the back of the legs, along with a better emphasis on the form in your lunge. So maybe just the way that you are performing it puts a little more stress on your knees. So hopefully today we can look at some of the ways to take that stress off your knees and put it in your hips. First, looking at the static lunge or the split squat. So when we're getting into position for a split squat, we're going to drop one leg back, find where it's comfortable for yourself. Hands, just for now, can go right in front of our chest. Notice my torso is up tall, my butt and stomach are tight, keeping me up tall, and I'm going to sink into my back knee and raise up. Notice how I'm not allowing my knee to travel too far over my foot. My motion is down and up, not forward and back. Keeping the emphasis on our torso up and our butt engaged is what helps us keep this up and down path, as opposed to allowing ourselves just to fall forward and press back up. We want to sink into our hips and use them to stand tall. So that's going to be our split squat, our static lunge. Now let's look at our reverse lunge. So building off our lunge in a fixed position, now we can add moving backwards to that, or our reverse lunge. Hands can find the same place in their chest. You want to work on trying to lunge pretty far back. You may not be able to do that at first. However, as you progress, that's what gives that nice stretch and strength throughout that long range of motion. Couple things to point out: that I'm up tall, I'm squeezed in my hips and in my stomach throughout. Coming up tall between every rep. Important to note with the reverse lunge, my first initial movement is more of a hinge and break at the hip. So I'm not just falling backwards, I'm allowing myself to hinge and sit into this butt cheek and stand up tall. Alternating, sitting into this butt cheek and stand up tall. Those are good for keeping the stress off your knees because we're not really lunging forward. It keeps the stress into your hips and stand up tall. So that was our reverse lunge. Now let's take that into more of a walking lunge. When you perform walking lunges, it's going to be all the more important to really concentrate on our hips and our stomach, absorbing the stress of us going up and down and not allowing ourselves to crash into our knee every time we lunge out. Demonstration, hands can find the same place. Out, out. Notice how with every step I'm allowing myself to drop and go down, as opposed to just really leaning forward and allowing my knee to press down hard. With every lunge, I'm keeping myself up tall and moving. The walking lunge is great for strength, great to get that stretch. As long as you avoid really pressing into your knee, you'll be fine. It's really good for building up the glutes. That was the walking lunge demonstration. Let's move into the lateral lunge. So lastly, we have our lateral lunge. Lunging to the side, probably going to be one of the tougher variations. Most people don't do things side to side, so good to incorporate moving laterally into your program. Same thing with our lateral lunge. I'm going to keep myself tall. Hands can find the front of our chest. I'm going to allow myself to stay supported through my hips and my stomach, and that's going to keep the stress off of my knee. So when I'm lunging out to the side, I step, and I'm going to sit back, stand tall. I step, sit back, stand tall. So when I do that sit back, it really stretches the groin, and really you're sitting into that hip. So as I sit back, stand tall, sit back, stand tall. From the front, we can see that I won't be moving too far over my knee. So even in this variation of our lunge, we're still looking at knee position relative to our foot and trying to just maintain fairly up and down. Lunging to the side, up, up. As much as you can, we want to keep a vertical torso there. That's going to be a little more challenging than some of the other variations, but nonetheless, do what you can. Moving side to side is tough, but with practice, you'll get better at it in no time. So today we covered some different lunges. We looked at why you would lunge. We broke it down from a split squat or a static lunge into a reverse lunge, walking lunge, and then finished with our lateral lunge, which was the side-to-side variation. We did it in this manner to show that you can progress from the split squat or standing still into moving with your lunges, whether that be forward, backward, side to side, what have you. The more range of motion and the different directions you explore, the better. So hopefully with these tips, you'll be ready to get your lunge on. Thanks for watching the video. Hit like and subscribe. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram. And if you haven't, check out the website, csworkout.com, for a personalized touch on online training.